Cooper Flagg has gone from a small-town prodigy to a full-blown star on college basketball's biggest stage. As an 18-year-old freshman at Duke, he's played a pivotal role in leading the Blue Devils to their 18th Final Four, showing a level of dominance and maturity well beyond his years. Whether it was his record-breaking 42-point game against Notre Dame or his clutch 30-point performance in the Sweet 16, Flagg has delivered time and time again. But it's not just about the stats, it's his leadership, grit, and ability to shine under pressure that have truly set him apart. Now, with Cooper Flagg's Duke reaching the finals in a shocking finals loss for the national title, he joins Jason Tatum, Zion Williamson, RJ Barrett, and Paolo Banchero in disappointing losses. One question echoes across the basketball world: how did a kid from Newport, Maine become the face of March Madness? And has NBA teams tanking for a chance to draft him? Let's find out. Cooper Flagg's rise isn't just a story about talent, it's about legacy, environment, and an almost unreal early maturity. He grew up in Newport, Maine, a town with barely 3,000 people, yet somehow it became the starting point for one of the most electric basketball prospects in years. You have to ask, how does someone from such a small place end up shaking the entire basketball world? The answer lies in his roots. Flagg was born into a basketball family. His father, Ralph, played at Eastern Maine Community College, while his mother, Kelly, wasn't just a player. She was team captain at the University of Maine, leading with the same competitive fire we now see in her son. That kind of background doesn't just create a player, it builds a mindset. And by 13 years old, Flagg was already scrimmaging with Division I athletes, holding his own against players from the University of Maine. Think about that. How many middle schoolers can say they've gone toe-to-toe with college-level competition and didn't flinch? It was clear. This wasn't just another talented kid, this was someone built differently. Former NBA player Brian Scalabrine, after watching Flagg at his camp, said, "You're developing a pro." And who could argue? These weren't empty compliments. They were signs of what was coming. And these moments weren't even Flagg's peak, they were just the foundation. What Cooper Flagg did in his freshman year at Nokomis Regional High School wasn't just impressive, it was unheard of. At just 15 years old, standing 6'8", he didn't just play varsity basketball, he dominated. How many freshmen take over an entire state's basketball scene the moment they step on the floor? Flagg averaged 20.5 points, 10 rebounds, 6.2 assists, 3.7 steals, and 3.7 blocks per game. Those aren't just good numbers, they're all-time great numbers, and they scream one thing: versatility. Offense? Locked in. Defense? No problem. Playmaking? He did it all, with poise beyond his years. But the stats were just the start. Flagg became the first freshman to win Gatorade Maine Boys Basketball Player of the Year, an award usually reserved for upperclassmen. That kind of recognition doesn't happen unless you're rewriting expectations. And he didn't stop at accolades. He turned Nokomis into a powerhouse, leading them to a 21-1 record and the school's first ever Class A state championship. In the title game, Flagg put up 22 points and 16 rebounds, carrying his team to a 43-27 win over Falmouth High. That wasn't just a win, it was a statement. So let me ask, how many 15-year-olds are changing their school and state's history before even getting a driver's license? Flagg wasn't just building hype, he was building a legacy, one dominant game at a time. After rewriting the history books in Maine, Flagg knew it was time for the next chapter, and he wasn't just chasing the spotlight, he was chasing greatness. So he transferred to Montverde Academy in Florida, an elite powerhouse in high school basketball. Now let's be real, how many players have the confidence to leave a state where they're already a legend and step into a system packed with D1 stars? That says everything about his mindset. He didn't just want to dominate, he wanted to elevate. At Montverde, Flagg was surrounded by elite talent: Liam McNeely, Derek Queen, Asa Newell, all ranked in the top 25 nationally. The competition was intense, the minutes weren't guaranteed, and every possession mattered. Yet Flagg still found ways to shine. He averaged 9.8 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. Solid numbers, considering the talent on the floor and the reduced offensive role. More importantly, they showed something deeper: adaptability. He wasn't out there padding stats. He was doing what it took to win, buying into the system, and still making an impact. And then came the 2023 Hoop Hall Classic, a stage built for moments, and Cooper Flagg made sure it was his. Against Oak Hill Academy, he exploded for 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 blocks, and 2 steals, dominating on both ends and earning MVP honors in a statement win. That game didn't just show flashes of his potential, it showed exactly why he's the most talked about prospect in the country. After making waves at Montverde, Flagg wasn't done turning heads. He was just getting warmed up. In the summer of 2023, he returned to the AAU circuit with Maine United to compete in the Nike Peach Jam, one of the biggest stages in grassroots basketball. If you know Peach Jam, you know it's where the best show up to prove they belong. Flagg didn't just belong, he owned it. Over the tournament, he averaged a jaw-dropping 25.5 points, 13 rebounds, 5.7 assists, 6.9 blocks, and 1.4 steals per game. Nearly 7 blocks per game, and he was still his team's top scorer and facilitator. How do you game plan against someone dominating every inch of the floor? You don't. You just hope he has an off night, and even then, good luck. When it came to big moments, Flagg showed why he's a once-in-a-generation talent. Against pro skills, he dropped a 38-point triple-double with 16 rebounds, 12 blocks, and 6 assists. And just when you thought he couldn't top that, he nearly posted a quadruple-double, 39 points, 11 blocks, and total chaos on both ends. His performance didn't just push Maine United to the championship game, it cemented him as the number one prospect in the nation. After that run, Flagg didn't waste time thinking about what was next. He made it happen. In August 2023, he made a calculated move that sent shockwaves through the basketball world. He officially reclassified from the class of 2025 to 2024. Why? Because he wasn't just ready for the next level, he was ready to own it. The reclassification meant one thing: eligibility for college and the NBA draft a year early. Just like that, Flagg went from future star to immediate number one prospect in 2024. CTA. At this point, you've got to wonder, are we watching the start of the next great basketball legacy? If you're locked in like we are, keep watching, because Cooper Flagg's story is just getting started. But if you thought the pressure of being the top-ranked player would weigh him down, think again. In his senior season at Montverde, Flagg led a team full of 5-star recruits and future pros to a perfect 34-0 record, clinching the program's 8th national title. Let that sink in. Undefeated in the most competitive high school schedule in the country. And Flagg wasn't just along for the ride. He averaged 16.4 points, 7.5 rebounds, 3.8 assists, and 2.7 blocks, all while sharing the spotlight with some of the top talent in the nation. How do you stay dominant on a team full of stars? You be the one everyone looks to when it matters most. And when it came to recognition, Flagg cleaned house. He was named Gatorade National Player of the Year, an award that reflects more than just skill. It celebrates excellence on the court, in the classroom, and in character. He added Naismith Prep Player of the Year and Mr. Basketball USA to his collection, officially cementing himself as the top high school player in America. In October 2023, Cooper Flagg made it official. He committed to Duke University, instantly becoming the most talked about Blue Devil recruit since Zion Williamson. And let's be honest, when you're drawing Zion comparisons before stepping on campus, you're not just another top prospect, you're a generational one. Flagg chose Duke over powerhouses like UConn, and his decision sent shockwaves through college basketball. This wasn't just joining a program, it was joining a legacy with a new chapter waiting for his name. And the hype, it's real. Flagg's been labeled everything from a positionless weapon to the future face of the NBA. Standing 6 feet 9 inches, with the handle of a guard, the instincts of a vet, and the frame of a forward, he's got that rare blend of size, athleticism, and IQ that screams franchise player. How do you guard someone who can play every position and dominate every matchup? You don't. You just try to survive. That versatility is exactly why he's the modern prototype, a true Swiss Army knife who can anchor a defense, run an offense, or take over in isolation. And now, under the lights of Cameron Indoor, with a legacy behind him and the spotlight ahead, he's ready to elevate. So the only question left is, how far can he take it? Because if high school was any clue, Flagg didn't come to Duke to play, he came to dominate. During the 2025 NCAA tournament, Duke's freshman phenom Cooper Flagg delivered a series of remarkable performances. He opened with 18 points against Baylor, dominated with 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists in a Sweet 16 victory over Arizona, and contributed 16 points and 9 rebounds in the Elite 8 win against Alabama. Despite a valiant 27-point effort in the Final Four, Duke fell short to Houston. Flagg's exceptional play throughout the tournament solidified his status as a top NBA prospect, and dominate he has. Flagg's freshman season at Duke has been nothing short of sensational. Starting all 30 games, he averaged 19.6 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 4.2 assists. Numbers that scream pro-ready. How many freshmen can carry a blue blood right out the gate? Then came the moment that made history. On January 11th against Notre Dame, Flagg exploded for 42 points, the most ever by a Duke or ACC freshman. Add in 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 11 of 14 shooting, and 16 of 17 from the line, and it wasn't just a breakout, it was a statement. The accolades followed. 5-time ACC Player of the Week, a record 11-time Rookie of the Week, and the first ACC player in 25 years with over 500 points, 100 assists, and 30 blocks in a season. He's not just scoring, he's impacting every phase of the game. And when the lights get brighter, Flagg gets better. Against Wake Forest, he dropped 24 to 7-6 to help secure Duke's 13th straight win. A week later, in the heated rivalry with UNC, he posted 21-8-7, leading Duke to a dominant 87-70 win. Even in early adversity, like a tough loss to Kentucky where he still had 26 points and 12 rebounds, Flagg showed maturity. He owned the moment, learned, and bounced back stronger. From Maine to Montverde to Duke, Cooper Flagg is proving one thing: he's built different. But this season hasn't just been about stats. It's been about leadership, maturity, and setting the tone. Despite being the youngest on the roster, Flagg became a vocal leader, respected by both teammates and coaches. His work ethic and team-first mentality have raised the bar for the entire program. And in the biggest moments, Flagg delivers. In the Sweet 16 against Arizona, he dropped 30 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks, leading by example on the national stage. It wasn't just stats, it was composure, poise, and being that guy when it counted. His impact, it shows in Duke's second half surge, a 19-1 ACC record, the ACC regular season title, and a 73-62 win over Louisville to clinch their 23rd ACC tournament championship. Then came the NCAA tournament, and Duke steamrolled. Mount St. Mary's, blowout. Baylor, beat down. Arizona, survived the shootout. Alabama, handled. And now, Duke is back in the Final Four. And the basketball world is watching Cooper Flagg. At 6 feet 9 inches, with a 7 feet 1 inch wingspan, two-way dominance, and a polished skill set, comparisons to Jason Tatum, Paul George, and even Scottie Pippen aren't far off. Some say he may be even better defensively. He scores at all 3 levels, initiates the offense, guards 1 through 5, and turns defense into points. So, can a freshman lead Duke to a national title? History says yes. Carmelo Anthony did it in 2003. Anthony Davis did it in 2012. Now, Cooper Flagg is knocking on that door, ready to kick it down. With the Final Four ahead, Flagg has already made his mark on college basketball. The only thing left, finish the job and make history. Cooper Flagg isn't just making noise, he's breaking basketball. But the question is, are we witnessing the rise of the next all-time great? If you think so, hit like, subscribe, and tap the bell for more stories from the future of the game. We'll catch you in the next one.